ability and speed, and is finished with premium features to satisfy any angler. Bass Cat Boats. Feel the rush.
Well, if it was a football game, we're about to head into the fourth quarter here of the final game of the year. As a matter of fact, the Pro Guide Bassmaster Elite at the Mississippi River is number 9 out of 9 tournaments in this memorable season of 2025. There's your leaderboard right there. Pat Schlapper, Caleb Kufal, the ones at the top.
Hey, and Tommy, basically football-wise, Pat Schlapper, 4th and 5 at the 50, starting the fourth quarter, decided not to punt. He decided to go for it, try to get a first down in the game. That's what he's looking for
that
now.
New breed of football risk takers there for sure. Oh, we have had fun. It has been an eventful tournament and an eventful final day. Welcome back into the Bassmaster studio, sponsored by Marathon. And Larry Nixon, Ronnie Moore, Mike Sukon. Larry, we got Fujita within 3 pounds and 7 ounces. He's in 4th place. That's the size of a big one here. Schmidt ahead of him, Kufal, Schlapper. You could make a case that any of these guys could possibly engineer something to win this tournament, couldn't you?
Yes, you could, but let me tell you something. Mr. Schlapper's going for the win. He's going right back where them big ones are because he feels like that when that barge goes through that lock, he's going to have plenty of time to get back through, and he wants one more big fish.
All right. Well, you weigh that against a lifetime of regret that you had it in your hands, but you didn't make the move. It's a hard decision to make.
Yeah, hard decision, but when you win a $100,000 tournament earlier this year, you can make some of those risks. And then when you come home and it's special, a chance to win in Wisconsin, if this was Pat Schlapper's first win opportunity, I think he locks through. Because he's already won before, I need to do what I think's right to win. And sheer weight-wise, I think he's got the win right now, but he's got to get back now, and that's the big risk. So I'd say kudos to him for taking that risk, but it's easier because you already have that win from earlier this year to make this gamble in your home state.
Such, coming into today, we only had 2 of our 10 who had been moving upwards in their scores day to day. That would have been Fujita and I believe it was Tucker Smith. Is anybody moving up today? Is anyone, in your mind, ahead of schedule, doing better than they had on the past 2 days?
No, not really. But I want to ask Larry Nixon a couple questions. Larry, you're one of 44 guys to win a Classic. Do you know about how many guys have won Angler of the Year titles in bass? It's
28.
It's only 28. And Chris Johnson kept it that way, becoming the 13th man to win more than one. But I want to ask you who your mentor was. We see the Johnsons had their dad, and Aaron Martin's was, protege for Tucker Smith, and you helped Joey Cifuentes. Who was your mentor, Larry Nixon?
Well, probably more than any other was my father. He's the one that got me into fishing and, developed that love. And then later before I started my professional career, I started guiding with Tommy Martin. You know who Tommy Martin is.
Oh, yeah.
He won the Classic in, 74?
74.
And I was at Toledo Bend at that time, and I got to meet Tommy, and Tommy's the one that come to me, and he said, man, you ain't never going to make no money being a guide. He said, many fishes you catch, you need to start tournament fishing. And I took him at his word and saved all year long and entered my first B.A.S.S event in 77. And I'm glad that Mr. Martin had that talk with me.
Yeah,
absolutely, because the 80s were yours. The 80s were yours.
All right. Well, let's set up the final quarter of this game here by showing you what we've seen so far today. And for that, we turn to the Lose Midday Report. And we'll start it out with those 4 that we mentioned before, starting with Kyoya Fujita. Kyoya Fujita, as we mentioned, one of the 2 coming in here with the arrow up as far as his day-to-day production goes.
Him and Corey Johnston have increased their weight every single day of competition, but Kyoya Fujita hit a couple things on the line today. Not only a chance to win this tournament, a chance to move into 3rd for Angler of the Year and make an extra payday. And Tommy, he'll honestly take every single result he's gotten this week because every day of practice, nothing but 10 pounds, 10 pounds, 10 pounds. Very tough practice, and he decided to stay close and do what he does best. Larry, you always talk about that. Anglers talk about that have retired. Fishing your strengths on a given fishery, finding where you're comfortable. And for him, maybe it's not punching all day. Maybe it's not current fishing. It's fishing around those man-made structures, industrial things, finesse fishing. He has molded it his way, but that 3-pounder right there, make no bones about it, that is the most important fish he's caught today.
Brian Schmidt, the last man to win a tournament here when the Bassmaster Elite Series visited in 2022. Certainly a favorite coming back just because it's the kind of landscape that favors Brian Schmidt. A lot of current, a lot of vegetation.
A lot of guys have hopes of winning tournaments, Tommy. Few have expectations when they roll into a place that they will be on the short list of winners or possible winners for this tournament. Brian Schmidt, every time he comes to La Crosse, Wisconsin, he has it circled, not only on the calendar, but he is already mentally thinking about how he can win this tournament. It's so impressive that he's even been in the top 5 all week long with a shot to win. He's just a few bites away at this point, fishing in Pool 8. He's had some wind increase in his area. Feels like the fish have moved a little bit, but overall he's balanced top water with his Carolina rig and some other techniques very well this week.
Yeah, he's 2 pounds 11 ounces back. He's got a 2-pounder in his live well that he can get rid of, so a couple of good around the 3-pound range would set him in good stead, give him a chance to go for the win here. Caleb Kufal trying to win it wire to wire at the end of all 3 days so far. He has been the man on top.
Been very impressive how Caleb has seemingly taken very little and turned into a lot this week. We've seen him in 2 or 3 main areas, been very slow in there. He hasn't ran around a bunch, utilized his 3/8 ounce flipping jig that he pours, been able to hang a chunk off the back of that. And with this current flow on these undercut banks, been able to flip that jig around. He's gotten not only largemouth to eat, but also smallmouth from his starting area. Throughout the day, he then makes an adjustment and culls up. Really hasn't gotten much going with a frog, though, this week. Just little fish or non-bass. That jig has been his deal. And late in this tournament, I don't think he wants anything else in his hand other than his jig rod.
1.5 pounds behind our leader right now, Pat Schlapper. Pat Schlapper is in a place where he said going out today, boy, if everybody knew the fish I'm headed toward right now, they might not even want to follow me because I'm going to suck them all up and win the tournament here.
Started day 1, we got to watch him. He was 5th place after day 1. Got to see all of the good work he did there, and really, I mean, he got out of Pool 7 early on day 1. Day 2, much windier, a little bit more difficult. Yesterday, it was windy as well, his lowest day of the week. He made an adjustment, Tommy, and instead of the topwater frog or a jerk shad, soft plastic, jerk bait style topwater on the surface, he's gone to punching and flipping the heavy duckweed and the lily pads vegetation, and that has paid off big time. Couple 3.5s, a 4-pounder, and really he needs one more cull, and that's why he has stayed in Pool 7 while others locked through.
A little bit of risk involved there. Get locked down, but Pat Schlapper said the promise of another win
Isn't that crazy?
during this season would be well worth it.
Caught 3 here yesterday. We fished it earlier, didn't get no bites.
Anytime you're flipping in them mats, it's subject to be a big one. I mean, and he knows what he's looking for. He's looking for that one more big fish to seal the deal. Even though he might have enough in his live well right now.
Yeah, could well be true.
But might. Caleb's liable to catch a big one in this last period too, in the last hour and a half.
And Schmidt hooked up. I don't think he's real impressed with the size on this. I may be wrong, though.
Kind of got wadded
I
up.
don't think he's no big one.
He's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
A lot of grass, but you hope it's a lot of bass, too.
Well, there's one in there.
Oh, not bad.
He don't look bad to me.
Popping frog. Band-aids on his fingers. You know it's a good week when you have that.
That's right.
He got all of it. Didn't make
Not a helper.
Well, kind of had me fooled a little.
I'd say that he's got more than 12.5 if that's not even one that you're going to eyeball and test.
Well, we know better than to be surprised when an angler has a pound, 2 pounds more than
Especially this angler.
what his bass track says.
He was the one on day one who talked to Chris Johnston, and Chris was saying, what is going on? He said, you have to almost let it sit there for 5 seconds before you twitch it and pop it. And that was not a popper, but a popping frog or a topwater in general. And that is what we're still seeing for him
Oh, yeah.
in
He's been
areas
doing
like
that
this.
from the get-go today.
Like, you don't even know where his topwater is because you don't see it moving until you see the cannonball explosion of the blow up.
Well, it's an incredible place, full of life. That's a great way to describe the upper Mississippi River.
Bill Lowen.
No, wait a minute. Bill Lowen, a tribute to the guy who won the first tournament of our season way back all those months
Eternal
ago.
Lowen.
How about that? We'll talk about all of those before we leave today.
There's a big one in the reeds ahead. I know it. He doesn't care who I am, what titles I have, how many blue trophies I got, that I've fished since I could walk, or that I've spent countless hours on the water for this moment. It's me versus the fish, and I like to win.
Bass fishing fans, the ultimate destination for Bassmaster merchandise is here and better than ever with an all-new Bassmaster online store. From exclusive apparel to high